Hello and welcome back to Pro Metal Buildings. Today we're doing a quick tutorial on a livestock barn. Of course, once you get into our prometalbuildings.com, go ahead and get an instant quote. That'll bring you into our 3D builder. And today we're going to go to, let's say, Pennsylvania. Go ahead and hit yes, I confirm my state and hit design. This is going to bring you into our 3D builder, and I'm going to go through some of this stuff as we walk through. But on the right-hand panel, since we're going to be doing barns, go ahead and click barns. Now there's a little bar here. It's a little hard to see, but you can scroll over to see all the options. Right now we're going to start with barns, and so go ahead and click that. And then you can select from any of these. If you select one and you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe I want this one, you can go through them and then you can make adjustments on any of them. But today we're going to start with this one here. What I want to bring to your attention is the style, which is what we're going to go to next. This is what we call our rounded eave, and as you can see, it's more rounded. Also, sheet metal runs horizontally versus vertically. We have three options of buildings. This is our least expensive at $20,081 if we were just to go to this design. But if you go under the next panel, which is the build-in size, A-frame horizontal, basically still running horizontally here. And it's not until you do the A-frame vertical that you'll see now that the sheet metal ribs run vertically. So this is also a stronger building because we have these purlins that run the length of the building. So that's the reason why this is a more expensive building. There is more framework on it, whereas if you go back to the horizontal, you'll see that those are gone there, so it doesn't have as much frame on the roof line. So we're going to stick with the A-frame vertical. If you're trying to save money, you can go with these other styles, but I do recommend trying to stay at a 30-foot length. Our sheet metal typically is 30 feet long, and then, so if you want one sheet going the length, 30 feet is probably as long as you want to go. There are some states where we do offer 35 feet, but at 30 feet, it will only go, it'll only be one sheet. So the only overlapping will be this way, not also this way. So just keep that in mind. So let's go back to our vertical A-frame. This is our barn. And as you can see, it's just a default size and it's a default look. So I just want to show you a couple of key points. It's really fun down here underneath the building to hit the background. It'll give it a little bit more dimension. You can also hit the dimensions. It'll give you, what is this door? It's 10 by 10. What's our peak height? It's 14.6. This is if you've got a 12-foot leg, because up here you'll see that it defaulted to this 12-foot high. So it starts at 20 by 30. That's our center building, 12-foot high, 312 pitch, and so on. So it tells you on that 12-foot leg, excuse me, if you're 20 feet wide, you're going to be 14.6 in the center. Our lean-tos are both 12-foot wide, and I changed the length of it. I'll go back to the 35-foot long. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to stay with 30 because it's going to adjust all the lean-tos as well. So we'll stay at that 30 feet. Okay, so there's that, just to kind of give you some idea. Now, if you're wanting to lift your building up and look underneath it, you have to take the background back off because it won't allow you to do that, if you have the background on. So I'm going to put it back on for now. Here's our 12 gauge and so on. Anything in the metal world that's a smaller number, it's an upgrade. It's the opposite of the way the world works in general, but with metal, the smaller the number, the stronger. So if you go with a 12 gauge upgrade, you'll see that it's a $280 upgrade on that. So, and then there's the X bracing. Let me take this back off. The X bracing is diagonal bracing, and it's this stuff right here. This is great for a heavy wind and snow area. So keep that in mind. One of the things about livestock I think about a lot of things, especially with farms. You've got farm equipment, you've got hay, you've got animals. So I think about, airflow, cleanliness when it comes to the animals. So let's say this is the portion where your animals are going to be. If you follow this down to the lean-tos, you can adjust those. You'll want to not click the round button. You want to click the word. If you click the round button, it's going to take it off. If you click the word, it's going to allow you to adjust what you want to adjust. So I clicked on the lean-to, and now I can adjust it. So let's say I want to make it wider. I can do that. So let's go ahead and do that. I can also change the pitch. I'm going to stick with the 2 and 12 right now. But then I want to go to the walls, which is the next panel down. And here you'll see center building, left and right lean-to. I'm on the left lean-to. I want to adjust this one for my cows, my livestock, my sheep, my llamas, maybe have rabbits or alpacas, pigs, that kind of thing. So I want to have an area where they can rest, but I also want to try to keep it really clean so I can come in and out both sides. Let's go ahead and go to the left lean-to. I've got the back closed. I'm gonna open that. So let's open that up so there's good airflow. And if I needed to bring my tractor back here or up here to make adjustments or clean, I can do that. So there's that. You can also add a storage. So if I'm on my left lean-to and I want to add a storage, I can do that. Let's say I just want a 5-foot storage and the rest of the area I want for my animals. We can do that as well. Maybe you're going to want a door. Maybe this is your hay storage and you've got a 5-foot hay storage. And if you see that there, so you've got a 5-foot storage, but now we need to figure out how we're going to get into it. So we're going to go to doors and windows, which is the next panel down. I don't want the front. I'm back on my left lean-to, right? And then I want to put a walk door. So I've also got to go to my left lean-to front or left lean-to front storage wall. That's what I want. So there you go. I'm going to zoom back out. Now I'm on there and it's asking me, what do I want to do? Well, I want to put a walk door, let's say here. Let me just add a man door and you can scooch that around as you want. But let's say that's because I'm coming from the front into that area. But let's say I want to put my hay back here. I want to load it back here away from the animals. So I'm going to go to the back now, lean-to storage. That's my front wall, side wall, and let's see here. Here we go. Left lean-to back wall. There we go. There's that. Now I'm going to come down here, and now I want to do my door. I want to do a bigger door. I'm going to do a roll-up door because I'm going to want to bring my tractor in here, that kind of thing. If you hit the door, also it'll give you a pencil. You can delete it. This is our adjust the size pencil, or you can delete it. That's the next one. Is delete it, and then it'll offer you. Are you sure you want to do that? This is the clone. So if this was, a smaller setup or something, like I don't think I can put 6. I don't think I can put 2 6x6 doors here, but we can try it. Nope, it won't let you do it. So if it gives you that message, you can't do that. So just keep that. But this is the clone button here. So there's that. So you're wanting to put your hay in this little hay area here for your animals so you can take it in here. Maybe one day you're going to go, okay, I'm just going to throw the hay in here. So you've got 2 points of access on your storage area. I love these options. You just have to make sure you're on the right. This is the doors and windows. Keep that in mind. These are your walls. So you have to default to wherever you want to go. Once you get out of the panel, it'll give you what you've done and it'll show you. And so, and again, if you want to take anything off, you just click on it and then you can adjust it, delete it, or clone it if you want to do that. So on the right-hand side, we just have a walk door here. We're going to kind of just leave that as it is. I'm going to go back to the background and just kind of follow it down. So there's your doors and windows and frame outs. Now that is, let's look at the frame outs. Let's go to the, let's go back to the lean-to on the right and on the side. Here we go. There's our walk door. Let's say we're going to put that over here, but let's say we've got some more livestock stuff going on over here and we want to frame out. Well, let's do a roll-up door frame out. And these can be really great for stalls and that type of thing. So maybe we want to go more like a 9 by, let's see what it'll let us do. Maybe a 9 by 8. It won't let us go 8. So let's try a 9 by 7. Yes. Okay, so we're going to scooch that over because we want this frame out and we want to clone it. And I think that's all it's going to allow us to put on there for now. So I'm just going to move these over. The cool part is down here, there's a center align. It'll align all that for you. So you can just click on that and it'll make it really look nice and simple. Once you, of course, get out of there, it will default to show you what you've done. So here we go. There's our frame outs and our door on that one side, should you decide you like that idea. So let me just scoot it around so you can see all sides of it now. And then our colors are the next thing. So all of our sheet metal comes standard with a 29 gauge. If you want a 26 gauge, again, it's an upgrade, smaller number. So upgrade, feel free to walk through those. It will be an extra cost and for the 26 gauge. So we have options. If you follow it down under options, you'll see that there's this 26 gauge ag panel and there's a 26 gauge PBR panel. This is the mother grail of all upgrades. It's the best panel. Not only is it an upgrade on the gauge, but it has the overlap of the metal is more, and I think it's also taller on the grooves. So you can click on that, and I don't think it will default to, it'll default to a cost for you. And then under colors, you can then see in the 26 gauge the colors that are offered. So you want to go to your roof first, and let's do a fun color. Let's go with something, let's see, let's go with the cocoa brown. And we'll do that on the roof. On the walls, we'll stick with the same color, maybe on the trim. What would we want? Something maybe lighter. So let's go with an ivory trim. And then you've got your barn there. And then if you don't want to do any of that, you just want to come down here and maybe filter through some of these colors, you can do that too. Some really nice colors. That's a nice color, kind of subdued. So this is pretty much it. So feel free to walk through. There's insulation. There's some other options that you can kind of go through. Let us know what kind of ground surface. You know, if you have some questions, just let us know. I have questions. Call me. And we will be happy to do that. Once you're done with that and it looks exactly the way you want it, you've maybe looked at the pricing and all that, here's a synopsis of it. It'll give you an idea of what your down payment will be and so on in your finished product. If we've got your zip code in our system already, of course, it will figure in your taxes. So this is without taxes, but this is delivered and installed. So keep that in mind. But anyway, once you're done with your design and you really like it, go ahead and hit save and share. And then it'll bring you into this, and it's going to ask you for your name and your email and some other information. You will get this emailed to you. It's going to give you some design. It'll give you the footprint of your building, I think 4 or 5 different looks of your building in an email and so on, and hit share or save. Also, if you don't want to do any of that, call us at toll-free 888-536-1585, and our design team, no obligation, will do all of this for you. We appreciate you taking the time.